Why vegans are irrational, mentally ill, and are more likely to die early. A study from the University of Graz said that contrary to popular opinion, vegetarian and vegan diets don't make people healthier. In fact, vegetarians are ill more often and more susceptible to physical and mental disorders. They also generally have a lower quality of life than people who eat meat. They're more at risk of cancer and have more heart attacks and are more likely to suffer from psychological disorders. Yes, this is all researched by the University of Graz. Vegetarians were more than twice as likely to have allergies as meat eaters, with 3% more likely to contract cancer, and a massive 150% more likely to have a heart attack. That is huge. Vegetarians were also hit harder by 14 of the 18 illnesses monitored in this study, which included diabetes, migraines, and osteoporosis. Oops, it doesn't look too good for vegans, does it? I suggest if you are contemplating a vegan or a vegetarian diet to think again. You're more likely to be sick or end up very sick as a result. Don't buy into the myth that you are more healthy than your meat-eating brothers and sisters. That's a myth too. In fact, meat eaters find digestion much, much easier. They absorb minerals, they absorb nutrients, vitamins on a high meat diet. Now, this is more true without processed foods such as refined carbs and sugars, because sugars are what's doing the harm to vegans and vegetarians. Of course, included in that is those who eat the standard American diets, those who enjoy the refined carbs and all the crap in the diet. Do you want to be part of that group? Or do you want to die early? Do you want to end up sick? Well, you got to stop being vegan and a vegetarian. It won't work out for you. Mark my words. Do your research. Find out why a carnivore diet, keto diet, are much better for you in the long run than vegan diets. Yes, you're there for the animals. I hear ya. Most meat eaters love animals, but they also love the way they taste. Yes, it's true. Okay? And that's part of life. It's the cycle of life. So don't get all in your feelings about that, because it's going to hold you back. Now, you vegans and you vegetarians are far more likely to have mental illnesses than those carnivores or healthy dieters.
And so all the different types of things that you would think would sustain long-term, multi-generational health would have been tried and would be going on somewhere if they worked. How come we don't have a single vegan tribe anywhere on the planet Earth? How come you can't point me to a fourth generation vegan?
You know, you can get like those packets of the fake meats. I would like eat an entire one in a sitting. I also really got into energy drinks as well, like the ones where they fortify stuff in it. And I never even used to drink energy drinks before I was like vegan. Also at this point, a lot of the times, like my mum would sort of tell me like, hey, like I think your hair's falling out. Like there's a lot of hair in the shower. There's a lot of hair in your bed. Like even the cleaner started noticing it. She's just like, there's hair everywhere. So I just started to just keep getting so anxious, and I even ended up on a few occasions whilst I was at university, I ended up actually having a few suicidal attempts. But I never really linked it to my vegans. I just thought it was just something else. Also during this period, I also got very heavily involved with weed, which I never really even had a bit. I was so anti-drugs before, and until that point, and perhaps maybe the reason I resorted to weed is because I didn't want to be suicidal, and I kind of thought, well, this is what's giving me the high I need that I wasn't getting from my diet, I guess.
That I felt the same, if not worse, than I did when I was at my worst point during anorexia. I had no energy. I had extreme body dysmorphia. So what I saw in the mirror, what I pictured myself as, was truly not what I looked like. So the mental illness definitely like got so bad. My brain just wasn't functioning properly. Anxiety I've always kind of struggled with, but it got so much worse as a vegan. Also depression, mood swings, amenorrhea. I lost my period for like over 2 years. I lost a lot of hair. My hair got very thin, was falling out. I experienced just joint pain, like As a 23-year-old now, like, I'm just now barely starting to feel better from how bad my joints were aching and cracking, and just, I felt like I was falling apart. And it felt like I would wake up and just be in so much pain and be like, how am I going to get through this day?
Because you're not getting the nutrients to the brain and the fats to the brain. You need decent saturated fats, not those bullshit fats that you guys think you need. In fact, there are so many vegans out there who are raw vegans and low fat. You guys are asking for major trouble. There's so many of you that are malnourished. You're so skinny. I mean, I used to think it was a myth. I used to think it was funny, ha ha ha, sandal wearing people in their little Jesus outfits who are basically dying right in front of your face. And they think they're healthy. You know, I bet you they're hiding a whole lot of health issues for real behind the scenes. So, you know. The University of Graz study says that vegetarians were twice as likely to suffer from anxiety or depression. A similar study from the University of Hildesheim found that vegetarians suffered more from depressions, anxiety, psychosomatic complaints, and eating disorders. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of men go into veganism because they've already got an eating disorder, and this covers up for their eating disorder, and vegan diets cover up for their eating disorders or their vegetarianism. So they don't have to eat much or really narrow down what they can and can't eat. Or it could happen the other way around, where you become a vegan and you naturally become an anorexic because you're getting malnourished. You're not eating proper food. Your body's not absorbing all the nutrients because you don't have the fat in your body which does that exact job. You know, you've got your microbes in your stomach, your gut flora that's working against you, not for you, because you've got a whole bunch of sugary, carby substances which incite the bad gut flora, which means you can't absorb all the nutrients. So therefore you're going to go mental. You're going to have depression. You're going to have psychosomatic complaints. So it's time you got a big fat slab of meat and chow down on it, right? Well, you just have a nice day. And remember, vegans, vegetarians, got to change your tune. Do your research. Being a carnivore, doing a keto diet is not as bad as it seems. See you around.